Welcome to the Sunday Night Talk. It's wildcard weekend. And we ask the questions, were those games all we hoped and dreamed? Did they live up to the hype? Or did they leave us wanting more? Hey, if you're tired of all the same old boring highlight and reaction shows, this is the show for you. I am comedian Patrick Ramirez. This is my show. And with me is my co-host Omar Carmona. We watched every single game to see what was great, what was unusual, and what might have driven us crazy. We're going to recap the weekend, play some trivia, and give out the weekly awards. The show has grown this season, so if you're listening for the first time, hit the subscribe button and share with a friend too. If you like what you see, check out my other shows on the channel. There's stand-up comedy, my one-on-one interviews, and the movie series too. Now, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sunday Night Talk. Welcome back, everybody. It is 10:10 Central Time. It is time for the Sunday Night Talk, where we're going to discuss everything that happened at the Golden Globes tonight. No, we're not.
Whoa.
We're going football. What am I saying? No Golden Globes is happening.
Dude, you scared me there, Pat. I didn't want to go off script, but I was about to sign out.
No, it is wildcard weekend. Omar is here. This is the Sunday Night Talk. Welcome, new listeners. Welcome, new subscribers. Wow, what a weekend. We are going to do headlines in the NFL. We're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk about the matchups coming up.
Patrick, potentially, I mean, I know maybe this Patriots-Chargers game wasn't as competitive, but I think those first four games, I mean, we're talking maybe the best wild card weekend to start, in postseason history. I mean, these games were just from first quarter to fourth quarter, all locked, Well,
we're going to talk games, then we got trivia, then we're going to do the awards, and then we'll have the Monday night to discuss. Omar is with me, and wow, what a weekend of wild card games. Pretty much every single game went down to the wire except for this Sunday night one. And we're going to talk about them all. Omar's team got by a whisker, a team that he negged all week long.
Wow.
Chicago had a game for the ages.
I can't believe it, Pat. I can't believe it.
I can't either. Well, that's why we have the Sunday Night Talk, is so we can discuss these things. So talk a little bit of headlines to start, because everything started out on Saturday. And here we are Sunday night. I feel like I'm just barely catching my breath at this point because it's been such a long weekend. But basically, my headline for the whole weekend is this: anything can happen, anytime, anywhere. And I can't remember a wildcard weekend that was this competitive, this high a level of football. And we didn't have that one controversy that we really could debate back and forth. It was a game. It was a weekend of games that really gave us an undisputed winner in every single game. And we'll wait for Monday night, of course. But Sunday night, here we are. I'm feeling pretty good about all the games I watched. How about you? What did you like the most about wildcard weekend?
The parity, Pat. I mean, it just seems that these games were just decided, one last possession. A team, that feeling that you get where you feel a team runs out of time. And then sometimes you wonder why the regular season game, there's no such thing as a bye week or an off week. I shouldn't say bye week, because there is a bye week, but there's no such thing as an off week. Every game counts, because you couldn't help but think maybe one game result changes here in week so-and-so, and a game, a result different here week 5 and then week 13. And maybe the Bears are playing in Lambeau, and is that game different on Saturday?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the parity is just there's not a big gap between these teams, so seedings I don't think matter anymore. I mean,
yeah,
as long as you're in the playoffs, you got a fighting chance.
Yeah, I agree, and this is what, our third or fourth year with Super Wild Card. I don't know if we call it Super Wild Card anymore, but this is we've gone a few years now with the two.
We get 3 games.
Yeah, with the addition,
yeah,
with that addition of that wild card team a few years back, and I like it. It's a lot of teams, and it's just everybody who gets in is now. It's it's resembled more the NCAA tournament now, where like that first weekend is everybody scrambling, everybody's in it with a shot, and the game can kind of turn on its head in an instant, as we saw in a couple of games where it's a totally different game in the second half compared to the first. So let me give you a few playoff guidelines that I wrote down going into the weekend. I like to settle down. I like to take a moment and write down a few thoughts going into the weekend that I think like I should keep an eye out. And I wrote these 3 down going into the playoffs. Number 1 is a well-timed trick play can make all the difference. Number 2, flip a coin when it comes to special teams. And number 3, a curse is real. Number 1, the trick play. If perfect trick play is one that like not only is like a trick play, but when you don't know it's coming, like the Niners did at the start of the fourth quarter, something like that, we're like, whoa, wait a second. All of a sudden, all the momentum is now on that team side, and you can forget about the first 3 quarters. You're like, wait a second. Then the other thing I had was when you got like, we spent all week talking about this offense is good, but this defense is better. This defense, this team can run the ball. Great. But we always forget about special teams, and sometimes it's a lack of special teams, which almost destroyed the Rams in their game. When it comes to special teams, a block punt, a failure to make a fair catch, that was something that almost made the difference. And then lastly, a curse is real, and I think Justin Herbert and the Chargers are cursed.
Oh, okay. I was wondering where you were going with that one.
Mm-hmm.
So you think is it a Chargers curse? I mean, have they really been on that doorstep yet? It just seems like they're this generation's team that okay, they'll squeak into the playoffs, but maybe you really just can't expect much from them.
Well, I feel like this is a double-headed curse, because this is coming back from the old Schottenheimer Chargers days too, where like doesn't matter if they have a good regular season, they're going to blow it. They're going to find a way to underperform. And I think the Chargers this season were not good on the national stage. They were good at the early morning Sunday game all year long. They got in the playoffs, and all of a sudden, like 3 points.
Yeah, it's a good point, Pat. It's a good point. I remember, about a generation ago, the Andre Johnson Texans. They always seem to be just like, okay, you guys are in the playoffs. You guys are the South champs, and just didn't do much.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of see that with the Chargers and Justin Herbert. He plays his heart out. I don't think you can say he doesn't. But have the Chargers as an organization put enough around him to succeed? And I think maybe there's a bigger question.
They talked about it in the game. They definitely put players and talent around him. They just didn't make it to the playoffs. The offensive line got injured. Receivers got injured. That managing of that last drive was horrendous. Collinsworth was going out of his mind with the substitutions that the Chargers were doing, the fact that they couldn't get the ball down the field. Herbert was trying hard, but Herbert almost is one of those guys that takes 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 great passes, first down, gets sacked. 2 great passes, first down, a near interception. Just they could not get off the starting blocks tonight. And I would almost argue it started from the very first drive where they decided to go for it on 4th and 1, and they don't get it. Like, that's 3 points that they were going to get off that turnover that was like playing with house money. And we saw so many teams just say, we're going for it on every 4th down from the first quarter on. This weekend, it worked for some teams. It didn't work for others. But say they take the field goals there in that 4th and goal, they just extend the game. I don't know what happened to coaches with say just take the points on the road. Take the points on the road. And let's give the Chargers defense a little bit of credit. They constantly bailed out the Chargers offense all game long. Drake May was looking to get the Chargers back into this game with a strip sack that could have been a scoop and score. So even though New England looked pretty good in this game, like let's just start off talking about this game. I'm not sure I'm ready to put them in the Super Bowl yet, but I do think they have that potential. So what stuck out to you in this primetime NBC New England over the Chargers game?
What stuck out is that New England's a tough team.
Mm.
They're, they can dominate, and they can dominate, both sides of the line. I they're going to be we're going to see some defensive slugfests, I think, in the AFC. I don't think we're going to see the any shootouts from here on out in the AFC.
Oh, really? You don't see a Denver shootout somewhere? Like if it's
No, no,
Denver,
no, 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 no.
like it's Denver
Oh
Bills, you
no,
don't see a
Patrick.
shootout?
No, I think the closest thing we're gonna get was that Jaguars Bills, and even with the Josh Allen, these defenses, you put Josh Allen against the Texans, the Texans, the Broncos, and who's the other Patriots. It's going to be some low scoring games.
Yeah. Well, like anything else, like what one week tells us could totally be different the week following.
Right.
Big offense one week can be defense next. We didn't have any real weather to speak of this weekend. New England seemed like a mild, regular winter night. Didn't seem to affect anything. Although you could argue the West Coast team going east always plays a weird role when they go warm weather to cold weather.
Right.
Maybe that had something to do with it, but just that one drop ball by Keenan Allen over the middle in like the mid third quarter. It was just like, I don't know what else we can ask of you Chargers.
Did it not feel today and maybe yesterday? There were some big drops. There were some balls were hit on hands, and there were ricochets, and I don't know. AJ Brown had a big one
AJ Brown
today.
had one. Puka had one on Saturday. That was
Puka
the
had
most
a big,
un-Puka.
Puka had a score, and it just dropped. I don't know. It's just that was interesting. There were some big drops this week.
Interesting drops that were all like not at the crux of the game, but like significant part enough where it's like, God, that could have been a first down. Now they're looking at first from the 4, stuff like that, where it could have swung the momentum. And there was a couple points in this Chargers game where the Chargers did get some momentum on their side. They picked Drake May. They got 2 fumbles off of 2 strip sacks off of them where it was really one of those things like, Drake May, someone's hanging off of you. Why are you still trying to take the ball back? If the Chargers just had a shred of offense, this game goes down to that last drive. And I was just so disappointed in the Chargers offense that they were that inept in this game. And Herbert was on one pass, he would overthrow a guy. And on the next pass, he would underthrow a guy. There was that one that could have been PI. They threw the flag, but they picked it up. If it's a good ball, if it's a contestable ball, the defender would have ran right through the receiver and it would have been PI, and just he didn't put the ball anywhere consistently enough to really be a threat downfield. And ironically, they ran the ball okay in the first half against the Patriots, but to me, it was just an offensive collapse by the Chargers. And I'm surprised that a Harbaugh team would come into a playoff game and do that. Did you see this lack of offense coming? I don't know if anybody really thought that was possible.
I didn't, but here's the thing: you can't be too surprised because the bottom line is this: it's just who else is going to make the play on this team? I think Justin Herbert is a playmaker, but who else is going to make the play?
Yeah, I'm just looking at their stats real quick here. McConkey, 32 yards. Keenan Allen had 25 yards receiving. And keep in mind, like, they basically they tried to run the ball for like 2.5 quarters, and then they got desperate, so they have to throw. It was rough. I didn't see that coming, but I also didn't see the defense stepping up like they did and giving them a shot like the way they did. So to have the New England Patriots really just look so strong defensively, and they look good on offense too, I thought that was a big win for New England going into the second round of the playoffs on the home field. Drake May, which is potentially close second. We think he's going to be close second in MVP. I thought he had a good game, not a great game.
Yeah, right.
The two strip fumbles, I can't let go to make a great game, but I thought they looked good on a Sunday night to me, and I'm willing to say that the New England Patriots are a really good team, and they're going to be better next week.
Agreed. Agreed. They may very well be, and and Drake May is still definitely in consideration for that MVP award.
Well, didn't
That
they
will be
already
named
vote?
later. Did they? Is the vote? Is the vote
Yeah, the
done?
vote I think takes place right after the regular season.
Okay.
Although we don't know the
But he
results.
was. I would imagine he was in. I mean, he's going to get some votes.
Yeah, to my knowledge, it was a race between Stafford and him for the MVP. So I thought he had a great game and great game in front of the home field fan. Vrabel looked pretty jacked. It looked like he was just coaching up a storm there on the sideline. You see, he got a bloody lip. He's headbutting players. He's almost like in a 3-point stance on the sideline while he's watching these plays.
Yeah.
Really into it. Great season as a coach for Vrabel. Probably coach of the year candidate, nominee, I would think.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Him and Shanahan.
You think so, huh? Okay. Let's talk games. Let's start with Saturday. Saturday starts out early. Rams go to Carolina. Carolina backs into the playoffs. They get a home game. I got for my headlines in that game, Rams mistakes. Carolina pretty frisky, but ultimately I feel the Rams escaped with a win in this game. How did you see it?
They did, and for a while it did seem like the Panthers had all the momentum, and the home crowd was getting into it. But the bottom line is, at the end, it just seemed like the Rams just kind of willed themselves to the win. And again, now they're going to go to Chicago, and Matt Stafford can hang, and he can
Mhm.
he can put up some points.
There was a
Puka, it's definitely. Here's the thing, though, that the Rams have to be aware of. If you take Puka out of it, I mean, someone else has to make a play. Now, obviously, I think you
yeah.
can count on Devontae. But it does seem that Matt Stafford goes there a lot, okay, to Puka. And rightfully he's a great player. But let's just say they take Puka out of it. Who else is gonna make a play?
Well, I'm looking at their stats right now. Puka was taken out of it in this Carolina game. He had 3 catches for 14 yards in that game. Oh no, sorry. I'm looking at
No.
his rushing stat. Puka had
Yeah. It was
Puka
I
had
saw
111 yards. He had 10 catches.
yeah.
Devontae Adams, 72 yards. But, I mean, just to make a counterpoint, when they needed it most, that touchdown to the tight end that I didn't
It
even
was
know was on the
Parkinson. It
team.
was Parkinson, yeah. It was
Parkinson's. I didn't even know
Parkinson,
that guy's
yeah.
on the team. They found a guy that they needed to get the touchdown.
And they got, like I said, and they got the win. So you're gonna need someone else to make a play. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And so if everyone's gonna be focused on Puka at some point, these defenses are gonna know, hey, this ball's likely gonna go to Puka. He's gonna, Matt Stafford would love to go to Puka here, fourth down. I'm sorry, fourth quarter, 6 minutes left in the game. But look what happened. He had to make someone else had to make a play, and Parkinson made the play.
Yeah. And also in that game, like all week long, I think everybody was pretty high on the Rams going into Carolina. Carolina backed into the playoffs. The Rams are playing really good football. People were making the argument, the Carolina Panthers beat the Rams, though, in whatever that was, week 10 or something. And then everybody would just sort of justify it. They'd be like, but it was raining and the Rams weren't good. And I was like, I don't know. Carolina shows up for big games in a weird way. And they did in this game. The Rams gave them some openings with the weird special teams plays. And I saw a weird breakdown of all the flaws in the Rams special teams. It wasn't just the block punt. There was a play where Carolina tried to rush the punter and they brought the gunner in and leaving the guy on the outside totally uncovered, and the Rams couldn't do anything about it. They're like, we'll still kick it. We'll just still kick the ball. There was a couple of fair catches or balls where they let the ball bounce instead of fair catching it, losing tons of yards in field position. I saw a stat somewhere that said if teams just fair caught every single punt, their net gain would have been like 26 yards to the better. With
Yes.
all the analytics we have, we still haven't figured out how to field punts in a weird way. And then at
And I
the end of
think,
the
and I think they made some and then analytics also said, and it adds a point to your your total score on average, something weird like that.
with all the analytics, it's funny that there's still like 5 to 10 screw ups every single week. There was one in the Bears game too. There was several in this Rams one. But I mean, that being said, at the end of the first half, the Puka drop going into the halftime, Rams lose the chance to score a touchdown. They were gonna get the ball in the third quarter. So Puka has the drop. They have to punt. Carolina gets the ball. They score a touchdown. And
Right.
all of a sudden, we have a game. It went from almost a blowout to have a game. That's how quickly these games flip. It's really, really crazy, that Rams game. I knew it was going to be close, but I ultimately had the Rams winning, but I was second guessing myself a couple times in that fourth quarter. Did you think the Panthers had a real chance to win this game?
They did, Patrick. They absolutely did. And maybe they were a few plays away. There were a few drives that they just didn't close
Yeah.
the deal.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
Um,
right. The TD pass to Coker, they go up 31-27.
yeah,
And in the
and
Rams, they have to get the touchdown. So, and I could have totally seen a tip ball for an interception or something happening.
right. And it just didn't work out for them. It just they the Rams made the stops when they had to. But the Rams, they're not a team without flaws.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think like with all these teams, it's going to be a battle of who can make the least amount of mistakes, because we haven't seen the favorites play yet, but every single one of these teams has a weak spot.
Right.
And we go to this next game because the Rams are going to the Bears next week. So now we go night game, Saturday night, Green Bay at Chicago. Headlines, most exciting game of the weekend. And the Bears do what they've done all year long. Wait till the fourth quarter, and then they mount a comeback. And it's the greatest football you've ever seen, the most athletic plays you've ever seen, the most fourth down conversions, little stroke of luck, back to the curse. Field goal
Pat,
kicker from the Packers got pretty cursed on Saturday night.
Pat, I've said this on the show before. I'll say it again. The NFL is just so much better when there's certain franchises that are, you know, back playing home
Hmm.
games, on a
Hmm.
Saturday night, and
Oh, I agree
in the
100%.
cold. And it's the Chicago Bears. That's one of those franchises, and that crowd was electric. And that the fact that this team set the record for most fourth quarter wins, and then did it again. They're at home, and now they get another home game as a prize. That says a lot.
Yeah, you brought up a point I was gonna nail on. This was the Amazon Prime game Saturday night. Amazon Prime does the best job of including the crowd in their broadcasts. And I thought that was a huge part of the game. And they kept showing fans, they kept showing the people in costumes, they kept showing the city. And at one point, Al Michaels is even like saying, "This place is rocking." It was really impressive. And in the post game too, Amazon Prime sticks around. They have their booth on the field. It was a part of the game that I don't think really gets covered like it should. It almost felt like a college game, a college atmosphere with the fans to it. It was the most exciting thing of the weekend, I thought. It took 3 quarters to get there. Again, a lot of going for it on fourth down by the Bears
Right.
early. But where did this game turn for you? When did you know this was going to be an epic game?
Just the fact that it just never felt as big as a lead. And
Hmm.
I'm not trying to tell you that I predicted, everything to go down the way it did. Um, it just felt that the Bears were never out of it. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So I can't say there was one thing that turned. It's just knowing what I know about the Bears, they can play from behind. And so no, it just they were never out of the game. It just never felt that way.
I think one point. when that Packers kicker missed that second field goal. The Packers kicker misses a field goal at the end of the first half. He misses an extra point. He lines up for that one field goal somewhere in the third. And I think everybody in the stadium, everybody watching, it was like, yeah, there's a 65% chance this guy's missing it. And he misses it. He missed it bad too. And also, like, you could have thought, like, all right, this is the Mafia game. This is the fixes in game. Like, this is a little weird. This is a little curse. And then that's when it flipped. Just the crowd goes nuts. And in about, a few possessions later, we have that epic 4th and 7 where Caleb makes that rollout to his left and throws a pass. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback throw a pass where the quarterback ends up on his back, but not from pressure, from the momentum of the pass. And he converts that 4th and 7. Unbelievable. And then the Rams get I keep calling the Rams, the Bears get the conversion to win the game. And then the Packers have the last possession, which I have written down. They had a first down, incomplete, second down, 5-yard penalty. They get a first down. They get to a second down. Love throws an incomplete pass that takes up 7 seconds. Now it's third down, and now we're at the last play of the game. Love bobbles the snap, which, if you remember, the center got injured the play before, and that was a different center.
Right.
Seemed like a good snap, but Love bobbles it, and he just throws a desperation play. Never had a chance. So that was it. And now, at some point, we need to flip it, and we need to discuss how epic of a collapse this was for the Packers.
Oh, Pat,
what happened to the Packers?
It was a collapse. Jordan Love did not close the game. And I don't know. And Patrick, I've been texting you all weekend. All week about my coaching, carousel. I'm not entirely sure.
Mm-hmm. There's some playoff teams where I'm with you now. I'm like, I did not like the way this ended.
Again, like I told you, I just believe this coaching cycle with a guy like Harbaugh and potentially Tomlin out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's going to be some playoff coaches that may be on the hot seat.
Yeah, and I was kind of ready to try and defend a lot of coaches to stay.
Right.
But I look at the history of the NFL the last 5 or 10 years. Coaches go pretty quick. You have to be good pretty quick in the NFL. There's no like give it a season. Let's go. Let's get it by year 4. Let's get it. We're in year 5. Now the players know the system. There's none of that. You have to be in playoff contention pretty quickly in your NFL coaching career with a new team. So I'm willing to change my mindset on a lot of that stuff. So
too much money's invested.
Yeah, and that's why all these coaching contracts, they're willing to part from a 3-year deal on the first year, no problem. It's like, yeah, we signed you for 3 years, Pete Carroll, but hey, you didn't do anything. Goodbye. That's it. Go home to wherever you're from. We'll pay your contract, but there's no time to wait around. And I'm starting to get that little itch with Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers, even though he's been there, his third year, second or third?
Right.
And I was like, you can't put this product out on the field with the Justin Herbert you have and the receivers. There were injuries, of course, but I would think you can score more than 3 points.
Right.
That's kind of what's on my brain right now is the coaching. So you still got a few teams to go to see if they fire the coach or not. You're about halfway there, though. So now we go Sunday morning, epic Sunday, 3 games, just all in a row. Buffalo at Jacksonville. I think this was the game that most people thought Jacksonville was going to win. Like, there was a lot of Jacksonville talk leading up to this game. This was the CBS game. We had Jim Nantz and Tony Romo on it. I wrote down Jacksonville did not disappoint, and Josh Allen really reminded us who he was in this game, because I think Josh Allen willed a win to the Buffalo Bills today. That was vintage Josh Allen. So did you think the Bills were in trouble at any point in this game?
Patrick, they're still my AFC pick, so I can't say
still like them.
So I'm not going to say that I thought they were I mean, yeah, it's fair to say trouble. Like, wow, this is a closer game than I thought. But well, I actually told you I wasn't far off on my prediction, right? I think I told you 27-22,
Hmm.
and it was 27-24. So it was closer than even I thought. But yeah, they're still my team. I'm still thinking this is Josh Allen's time. Um, that ugly side of Trevor Lawrence appeared at the end of the game. It's
Yeah, it took the whole game to get there, though. I thought he was good in this game.
yeah.
It was a bummer that we didn't get to have a last drive from Jacksonville. That's probably the only disappointment in this game. Something in this game really bothered me, and it happened by my count, about three different times in this game. There's something the networks do now when a call gets challenged, they go to commercial and they stay on commercial. The refs figure it out. They spot the ball. And then we come back from commercial and the announcer just tells us, oh, yeah, they overruled it. Oh, they upheld it. And now it's 1st and 10. Now it's 2nd and 4. That is really starting to drive me crazy because as an audience, as a broadcast, I think we need to stay with the game. This is too critical for us to go away and then come back and then the announcer has to catch us up. And then all of a sudden the play's off. Does that bother you when they go to commercial and they just are figuring stuff out while we're watching ads for Progressive?
Yeah.
I really don't like that. I'm like, you are killing the narrative for us. We're putting on a show and you're taking us away from an important part of it.
It's the NFL, Pat. This is it. Has been going on for decades.
No, it hasn't. I'm talking about when they are reviewing a play and they go to commercial.
Oh, okay. Just
And
the
then
review part.
and
The
then
review part.
they come to the decision, but in
And
the
then
commercial.
and you already see like the team, the offense is like coming out. And that's like,
Yeah.
like, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then Tony Romo and Jim Nantz are like, back from commercial, the refs overruled it, and now it's 2nd and 10. They lose a timeout, and here we go. It's like, why were we denied
now
that review?
Patrick, as
Pissing
you
me
know,
off.
I was driving for the first game I was on the road.
Mm-hmm.
But what do I see on social media? Tony Romo taking a beating.
He really did, yeah.
I did radio, so I cannot say I heard anything. But what did you hear?
Yeah, to me, Romo is really fun. He's excited. I can tell he likes the game. He has a few funny calls in this game, and I went online because I did hear that too. And there was one play where Josh Allen throws the ball over the middle to one of the receivers. The receiver gets basically twisted into a pretzel, and the receiver is down on the field. And they show the replay, and Romo's like, look at that perfect ball from Josh Allen. I'm like, he almost got his receiver's head chopped off. I don't know if that was the best way to describe it. The ball was perfect in his hands, yes, but it was right into the teeth. It was a hospital ball. So I think stuff like that, people get mad at Romo, and I think the honeymoon period from Romo, when it was like a novelty that he was calling games, is over. So people are like ready to hate on him. Like Tom Brady's like this too. Tom Brady is kind of like easy to hate on. But ultimately, I like Romo. I don't mind him. It's not like I'm like, oh, he gets it wrong. So I do see the argument, though, because he had some weird calls.
Yeah.
In the game. Like, look at this perfect ball. And the receiver's on the ground.
Right.
In pain.
Okay. But anyway, Bills move on. Bills Mafia. I still like them, Pat. I still like them.
I like them too. They showed a lot. Let me go through their last drive. 2-minute warning. The Bills are down. Buffalo has the ball on the 20-yard line. It's 1st down. They get to a 4th and 1. And it's one of the weirdest tush pushes I've ever seen. They're like on the 8-yard line. It's 4th and 1. And they do a tush push. But the offensive line kind of picks up Josh Allen and just carries him through the goal line. And the refs call it a touchdown. They review it. They actually had him down at the 1. And then the very next play, Buffalo lines up for like a tush push. Jacksonville lets them score. They're like, screw it. Score. We need the ball back. And then that's how they got that one last drive. Jacksonville drive, very first play, interception, kind of a bummer. a bummer way to end it. Last little tidbit on that game. Did you see how the first half ended in that
Yeah.
Jacksonville Buffalo game?
No,
That was weird.
I was heard how it ended.
Yeah, the Jacksonville has the ball. They have a kicker who can kick it from almost anywhere.
Right.
So they're like, we got to try to get in field goal range. Trevor Lawrence throws the ball over the middle. It's caught. They have no timeouts. They're running up to get us to spike it. They spike it, but Buffalo's still running. So they throw the flag. Buffalo offsides. They weren't set. But they look at the replay. It's pretty clear that the clock is at 0 before Jacksonville actually moves the ball. So it should
Right.
be dead. And we're looking at it, and Jim Nantz and Romo and even Gene Steratore are like, "Oh yeah, I mean, there's no time. The half is over." So if they had that timeout, they could have done it. Blah blah blah. The refs are huddling. They come back. Defense was offsides. 5-yard penalty. We'll have an untimed down. It was like, whoa. Nobody predicted that. It was clear it was not in time. They get the kicker out there, and by some sheer will of the football gods, he misses the kick. So it was ultimately a no harm, no foul, but could have been a strange 3 points that should not have been awarded to the Jacksonville Jaguars, but ultimately the right call was made. It was weird. There was some weirdness in that game. The commercials bothered me, and that play was strange as well. But Buffalo moving on, and you like Buffalo. I liked him too. I thought Josh Allen, even though Josh Allen looked like I think he went to the blue tent twice in this game.
Yeah, a little scary.
Did you see the play where his knee kind of went backwards?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's scary, and definitely, I'm sure every Buffalo Bills mafia member held their breath. But that, look, they got a tough win. What a tush push that was.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Again, I'm and all the pre and believe me, and I think it's got to be. I got to give Josh Allen credit because he's got to perform, and not only does he have to perform, he knows he has all this pressure on him. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
like Mahomes is out. He's not going to hear the end of it with Mahomes out, Burrow out, Lamar out. He's not going to hear the end of it. Now Herbert out. He's the guy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's his to lose.
Yeah, he's had a great season. Like they brought up that point. You could argue, oh yeah, no Mahomes, no Lamar in the playoffs. You're like, yeah, true, but he beat all three of those teams in the regular season. Burrow, he beat in the regular season. Mahomes, he beat them all. So you can't fault them for having lost in the regular season. That being said, this does seem like one of his best shots
Yep.
at it. We still got to wait to see what Denver puts out. Houston is very like on the lips of everybody the last
Right.
month. So we still had some formidable opponents
Yep.
moving forward. But I liked what I saw, and I was a little sad to see Jacksonville's not going to be in these playoffs anymore. I
Yeah.
really was liking Jacksonville
They were
this last
good.
month. Really good. The defense was amazing in that game. Like they almost put any other quarterback other than Josh Allen would have been out of that game. I almost was getting mad at Buffalo because like stop calling the tush push. You're gonna get Josh Allen killed. He already got his knee twisted. He already went to the blue tent, and they're still calling tush pushes of Josh Allen jumping over a pile of 11 guys. So that was the early game. Now we come to San Francisco at Philadelphia. San Francisco, there's only one headline. San Francisco finds a way. And I watched some elite Purdy today. I really liked how Purdy stepped up. And San Francisco, of course, had more people get injured. Kittle goes out. That was devastating.
Gosh, Pat, Kittle goes out.
And look who steps up. Jenkins has the amazing wide receiver throw. McCaffrey. Tungus makes a catch when they needed it most. So I'm going to give you the floor. What did you like most about this San Francisco win?
No, I mean we lost another key piece. You know, we're not gonna have
That's what
Kittle.
you liked about the win is we lost another key
No, no, no.
piece.
I'm saying it was a tough win. I mean, what I'm saying is the toughness of it, the stepping up when you lose a key piece, and next guy up. Tant just played well, in Kittle's absence. Um, Obviously Purdy played well, and Jawan Jennings stepped up not only with some a touchdown catch, but also with a touchdown throw. And that McCaffrey catch looked almost impossible to make. I mean,
Yeah.
that you
Who
want to
else
talk
makes that
about
catch? I mean, him and
difficulty
Puka, and that's it.
level scale of 1 to 10. That was a 15. Unbelievable play, huge. And then the defense did make some stops.
Yeah.
When they had to.
That's my
Um,
hugest takeaway is the offense is who needed the bailing out today. And it was the defense that kept giving them chances.
now,
I was blown away by that.
now I also want to say there is definitely some level of dysfunction playing with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, you mean on the Eagles side of things? Yeah,
Yeah,
something is that team I am so glad is gone. I'm
yeah.
so glad we don't have to talk with these. Something is not right in that locker room. It's a weird offense, and they're the reverse of the Bears. Philadelphia comes out in the second half and does absolutely nothing on offense. And yeah, San Francisco stepped up their game, but I just can't believe you go that big a change on the offense. Philly couldn't do anything. Big credit to San Francisco making some amazing open field tackles on Barkley. I couldn't believe a couple of them were like, he's in open space, and they wrapped him up. That was pretty huge. So they made a point at one point in the game that San Francisco is on their 7th linebacker of the year.
The two
How is
linebackers
that
that were
possible?
starting, the two linebackers starting today, Pat, weren't even on the team a month ago. I mean,
Yeah,
what are we doing here?
it's amazing. The one corner, they said they called them up from the practice squad or something, and they're like, well, at this point, like you got to look at like these guys are hungry. They're getting to play, and you're like, yeah, I get that too, but man, these guys weren't on anybody's depth charts at all. It's amazing that they're playing against the A.J. Browns and the Saquon Barkleys and making an impact. I couldn't believe it. I was blown away by what the defense did against Philly today. And just San Francisco, they find a way. And today was the defense giving the offense chances at that. It was pretty impressive. I have this written down, jumping to the second half. San Francisco has the trick play. It's the Jennings pass to McCaffrey, makes it 17-6. Great coaching call, right trick play at the right time, first play of the fourth quarter. The penalties are killing the Eagles like no tomorrow. I just
Yeah.
couldn't believe all the false starts, all the little things they couldn't get right. A couple drops in there too.
Oh, the drops.
And then Philly got that interception when they really, really needed it. And that led to a field goal. Now it's 17-19. The next drive, McCaffrey's on the bench for like 2 or 3 plays in a row, and I got worried. I was like, oh no. Oh no. And then he comes right back in, and he's awesome. Another penalty on Philly. Then we have the Purdy TD pass to McCaffrey, that was when I gave Purdy the elite status. That step up when he felt the pressure, hit McCaffrey. Unbelievable. That's when I know it's like, okay, these guys, they find a way on offense. What did you think about that play? The pass from Purdy to McCaffrey in the red zone, Purdy moving his feet. How did you react?
It's great to watch, and he's just going to be a threat like that. So, great to see. He made the play. We're moving on. We're moving on. It's going to be a tough game in Seattle.
Hmm.
Historically, Seattle's always just been, you know, very difficult, especially with that 12th man out there.
Right. Coming down to it, the odds are stacked against them. San Francisco seems to find a way all the time. So I'm in no way thinking they're not going to show up and not compete. Just finishing up on the Philly game. Philly's last drive comes down to a 4th and 11 from the 16, I think it is. San Francisco breaks it up. San Francisco breaks up a play before that as well. But I'm reading like the post game comments and critiques of that play. Apparently, it was a really simplistic offensive play that Philly ran, just 4 routes straight up the field, and it got broken up. Jalen Hurts throws it into 3 defenders. Not much of a chance for Philly on 4th and 11. Didn't seem like that was a threat at all. And I'm so glad to see Philly go, not because I don't like the team. I also don't like their fans. Their fans are booing the team nonstop.
Yeah.
Throughout this game. I'm watching videos of Philly fans throwing snowballs at other San Francisco fans in the stadium. I'm like, you know what? You guys deserve to go home. You can't be in the playoffs acting like this. This was my happiest win of the weekend. I was so glad the 49ers won and put Philly out to pasture. So happy. Right. So angry. Great game for San Francisco. They just find a way. I think if you're a fan of San Francisco, you just be like, we've taken everybody's best shot. We always respond. We always answer the bell. That's what I'm taking into Seattle next week. All right, so those were the games. Pretty exhausting weekend, but I like that it's the right amount of games where you can watch every single one of them.
Oh, and in detail. Absolutely, Pat.
Yeah. At one point, Tom Brady is showing the listening audience how to throw a ball when it's windy. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
He's showing like how to hold it. It makes no sense, but I'm like, hey, I enjoy this. I like Tom Brady just talking. So, all right, before we go to trivia, I want to do this. I did a little reviewing, and by that I mean I re-listened to yours and mine preseason show. Before all the games started. I want to bring up some points we had before games even started for the season. All right, you ready for this?
Let's do it.
You know, I always am critical of analysts and stuff that make these brash predictions on Wednesday, and then we never get to review them the week after when they don't come true. And then they make more predictions, and then we believe them, like the Skip Baylesses, the Stephen A's.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, well, once you've got 10 of them wrong, why should we still listen to you? So, let's put our own feet to the fire in this one. So points we made in the preseason to bring up. I had a segment called Do You Believe the Hype? And for me, I went with the Bills. I believed in the Bills, so now I have to double down and believe them some more.
Absolutely you do.
Who I did not believe in, I did not believe in Aaron Rodgers, and I did not believe in Denver. And Denver got the number 1 seed, so I was proven wrong on that, and we'll see on Aaron Rodgers tomorrow. And then on the flip side, you were, let's see, you did not believe in Minnesota, and you did not believe in anybody in the NFC North.
Oh, okay, wow. So
interesting.
Even the Bears, okay.
So that would be the Bears, yeah.
I gotta own that one.
Okay, and then you had a prediction in the preseason. You predicted your San Francisco 49ers would go 11-6 and would win the division. And you loved the Washington Commanders.
Oh,
I love
Pat.
this team. And then lastly, remember Seattle played San Francisco in week 1. I asked for your prediction. You predicted 49ers would win 24-13. That game was actually 17-13. 49ers won. So pretty good. Not bad. Those were our predictions in the preseason. Look where we are now. All right, trivia time.
And you know, Pat, tell the listeners, my coaching firings has been pretty spot on.
Yep. You're still nailing them. And I'm curious to see these playoff coaches to get fired. Still got a few to go. All right, everybody, those were the games, but now it's time for trivia. Gonna throw a few out at you, Omar. Playoff edition of trivia. I'm gonna take you back to a different time, a more happier time for you 49er fans in general. The 49ers, I took 4 of their Super Bowl wins from years past. I'm going to give you a little trivia, and the trivia is the 49ers won the Super Bowl, but who could have been their AFC opponent? So what team lost that AFC Conference Championship game who could have played the 49ers? So who could have been their potential opponent in one of their Super Bowl wins? So let's go back to 1985, where the 49ers defeated the Miami Dolphins. But do you know who the Miami Dolphins defeated in the 1985 AFC Championship? Who could have played the 49ers in that 85 Super Bowl?
So it was the 84 season.
84 season, right. 1985 was the actual game. So take it
And the
way back to
Dolphins
like a
won.
5-year-old Omar Carmona. Maybe he's just throwing a mini football in the backyard at this point.
I want to guess. Oh, Pat, that's a good one. I want to guess the Raiders.
All right, 1984-85 season, Miami Dolphins beat to go to the Super Bowl the Pittsburgh Steelers 45 to
Okay.
28. So that could have been a San Francisco Pittsburgh Super Bowl. All right, let's go on. Super Bowl number 2, 1989 against the Cincinnati Bengals. A Super Bowl I actually remember watching. I was old enough to remember it, but who did the Bengals beat to get into that Super Bowl?
Damn, Pat. These are pretty good questions.
Thank you. You're not going to get this on any Golden Globes recap.
My first guess was the Broncos, but I want to change it and say it was the Bills.
And you would be correct. Cincinnati Bengals beat the Buffalo Bills 21 to 10. That was the Icky Woods Bengals year. All right, one for
Yeah, it was one that they got over the Broncos. Yeah.
all right, one for two. On to 1990, where the San Francisco 49ers defeated the Denver Broncos. But who did the Denver Broncos defeat to get into that Super Bowl?
The Raiders blew them out.
The Denver Broncos beat the Cleveland Browns 37-21.
Wait a minute. Oh, the Broncos. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the AFC Championship game with the Bills and the Raiders. That were the one
No,
the
the
Bills.
49ers didn't make that Super Bowl.
No, you're right. No, that was
That
a
was,
giant Super Bowl.
yes, yeah, the Denver Broncos defeated the
Yeah,
Cleveland Browns, and then the 49ers killed
you're
them
right.
in
You're right.
the
My
Super
bad.
Bowl. All right, one more to go. 1995. The Steve Young 49ers defeat the San Diego Chargers. Who did the Chargers beat to get into that Super Bowl? This is a
I
tough
remember.
one.
I know Natrone means beat. Oh, was it the Dolphins? It was, or the Colts. Was it the Colts? Was it the Colts?
Wow, he's throwing out some good mid-90s names here.
They beat the Dolphins.
San Diego Chargers beat the Pittsburgh Steelers
That was
17
the
to
other one.
13 on the road. The Chargers, yeah, some Natron Mean, some Stan Humphries,
Yeah,
some Junior
those are the
Seau.
names I was remembering.
Yeah. Yeah, those were your potential opponents for the Super Bowl there, the 49ers. That was trivia. I got some good ones coming up for you in the next coming week that I think is going to spark some lively debate. So get ready. The season continues. All right. Now we go to the awards. If you're new to the show, we give out awards every single week. And now it's playoff time. So these awards mean so much more. So let's start it off. Most memorable moment of the weekend. I'll get us started. The Bears-Packer fourth quarter was unbelievable, but specifically the 4th down and 4 pass, the Caleb pass where he's falling backwards, drops it in the perfect bucket spot. Unbelievable. I could watch it another 10 times. So I went with the 4th down Caleb Williams pass in the Bears game. What was your most memorable moment? You're muted. Got to turn your
Mine's
mic
going to
on.
be the trick play of it. Jawan Jennings to Christian McCaffrey. Let's go.
Yeah. When did you see that coming?
No,
As soon as Purdy tossed it, were you like, oh, pass, or you thought he was going to run?
no, I didn't know what I was thinking there. Yeah, it did seem awkward to me. What was going on? Something was going on, but I couldn't figure it out. But
And how was your viewing of the game? Like, how did you actually watch the game since you were on the road?
I found a bar. I found a bar.
Oh, okay. Found a bar and they had the game on or sound off? Because you never know with bars.
Yep.
What was the sound on the game or did they turn it off?
No, for me, they turned on the sound.
Oh, good. Okay, so you got the
Yeah.
full experience. Were you getting panicked? Was it a packed bar? Could you sit there?
No, it was two bartenders talking about their drama, and they just left me alone. No, they didn't bother me at all.
So you were like the only one actually paying attention to the
Only one
TV.
watching the game, the only one cheering, the only one reacting.
Any like banging of the table, any pacing
I
around?
was clapping. No, some clapping, but I was able to stay seated.
Okay, got it. All right. Yeah, that was an amazing moment in that game. Next award, cringeworthy moment. I got a lot of nominees this week. I got number one, leg injuries. We saw Kittle. We had Josh Allen get bent around. We had there was a guy in the Bears who broke something. Leg
Yeah,
injuries just I hate seeing them. Number one, whenever they do the slow-mo replay of it, it looks rough. I think there was one where Caleb rolled his ankle and just an ankle roll. Everybody knows what that feels like. So I got leg injuries. I got cut into commercial during official reviews. I already told you why. This happened in the San Francisco game. San Francisco punt returner fair catches a punt on the 5-yard line.
yeah,
Why are we fair catching the 5?
that was crazy.
I can't believe we still have not taught receivers how to fair catch and when not to fair catch. And then lastly, cringeworthy, just Eagles fans in general. You guys are the
Yes.
worst. It's terrible fans.
So I'm so glad they're out. I am so glad they're out.
Yeah, I think
I
all
don't
of
think
these
I'm
are worthy.
cringing that they're out because I'm actually glad that they're out.
Yeah, I'm so glad they're out. Any of these I think are worthy of the cringeworthy award. So I'll give some to
But
everybody.
it wasn't one specific moment, but I want to say my cringe came was basically watching the Chargers offense tonight. I
That's
mean, there's just
definitely worthy.
the whole thing was just it just didn't seem to do anything. At no point did there seem to be any life. The run game, the pass game, it just seems stale all night. So I think that was worthy of being just an all night cringe.
It also, like, since we had such a good weekend of football, like it was also like a tease for like 2.5 hours. Every time they'd get the ball, I'd be like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen, and then nothing happens. And then they'd get the weird strip sack. Okay, let's go. Nothing happened. It just was nonstop, like uh. That was definitely worthy of the cringeworthy award. Couldn't believe that. Next award, Best Innovation Award. I can't believe I don't think I've ever nominated this one, and it should be on almost every single week. My Best Innovation Award nominee number one, the swimming pool in Jacksonville Stadium. Do you see they have a swimming pool?
Yeah. Yeah, I've
That's
noticed that.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was all nice to like have a Sunday morning game, and it's sunny in Florida, and you're like, that looks nice. And they're just watching the game from a pool. Very Florida, very sunshine. I loved it. I was like, man, I want to get in that pool. And my other innovation is for the future, how many years down the road till we have AI refs in the NFL? It seems like we spend a lot of time spotting the ball, judging, like trying to get a little conference going. Was it a penalty? Was it not a penalty? I think AI refs is a real thing we could come up with one day. The virtual measurement, all this nonsense.
It could happen.
Yeah, AI refs. It's like we could have robot refs. We could have little drones, put the chip in the ball. If we had AI refs and it was like the system worked, I think the game would be shorter by like 25 minutes.
Yeah,
It would
I
be
agree.
pretty quick.
I agree.
You know what also drives me nuts is this new rule where when the refs do an official review, they have to run 10 seconds off the clock.
Right.
Like, why? Well, it's not our fault. You guys have to second guess yourselves. Why are you hurting the offense? I don't get that at all. There's so many things bother me about the review this year that they were like fixing something that I didn't necessarily think was broken, but the commercials are the worst. I hate cutting to commercial and taking us away from the game. All right. Best innovation. What do you got?
It's an old school one, Pat, but I appreciated it last night when I saw the Ben Johnson, Matt LaFleur exchange at the end of the game.
Ooh.
I love that the NFL films they or the studios they try to get the handshake film between the coaches. I
Mm.
just think I just love that's it's kind of it's just a thing in every game. We want
Hmm.
to see the two coaches shake hands. I think that was a great addition to the
Yeah.
actual experience, NFL watching experience.
And that was an icy one, too. That was a quick, like, hey, good game. Bye. I got to go celebrate. Just very.
Or as you recall, Ben Johnson took a shot at LaFleur saying he thought he was going to miss beating the Packers twice a year.
Mm-hmm. That is a little rivalry that I wouldn't mind seeing heating up in the next couple
Well,
years.
but there's already social media's going crazy, but apparently Matt LaFleur's seat is hot tonight.
Mm-hmm. That was such a collapse. Your seat has to be hot. That was horrific. Also, like, how we always get the coach's handshake. We haven't had a good like handshake after the game scrap between two teams in a long time where there's still some hot tempers. It seems like the players are usually pretty sportsmanlike. It seems the coaches are the ones I can remember that get a little icy. Remember the Harbaugh one a long time ago? Or something where he won the game and he gave the guy a handshake and just sort of like sped off and the other coach was pissed.
Yeah.
I remember that one from a long time, but lots of Bill Belichick ones over the years. But I haven't seen players get into it in a handshake in a long time. Wonder if we're going to see anything like that soon.
Sure.
All right, so you had the handshake. That's a good innovation. Next award, Hot Take Award. I got two. Let's see. Oh, I think we're going to get the real Sirianni story locker room about how this season has gone in about 3 weeks' time.
Yeah.
I think we're like, okay, here's what really happened. A.J. Brown called me this, and I said this, and then something's not right. And something was not right with that team all year long, and they're not happy with each other. And my other hot take is, I think it's the last time we see Herbert in the playoffs. I think he's peaked. I think we've seen peak Herbert. I don't think he's come back to the playoffs. And I'm kind of sad making that hot take. So, those are my two nominees. I'm hoping I'm wrong on the Herbert one. But I can't take it anymore. I can't take Herbert in the playoffs. I don't like it. All right, what do you got? Hot take. Do you agree? Am I kind of crazy with my Herbert take?
No, not crazy at all. But I'm going to say, here's my hot take. A little wild tonight. Fernando Mendoza, #1 draft pick to your Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, now you're speaking my language.
And he will be coached by a coach who is already getting paid by the Raiders,
Okay.
John Gruden.
Wait, the Raiders are going to rehire John Gruden?
They will rehire John Gruden.
Wow, is he still under contract? They're just going to bring him back and be
He's
like, hey.
not under contract, but he is still getting paid according to the buyout.
Right. Okay. So he's not because didn't he sign like some crazy 10-year contract and then they kind of made him force resign, but they still paid him or hey, I don't hate that one bit.
Let's go, Pat.
Could we do any worse than we have the last couple of years?
No.
I don't think so. I love it though. Mendoza looks like the savior.
Let's do it, Pat.
Oh, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for the draft. Let's have the draft tomorrow. Let's just do it right now. All right, great hot take. Next award, Casting Couch Award. Can't believe I haven't thought of this before. I want to watch this right now. My Casting Couch Award. Did you notice in the San Francisco Philly game, somebody threw a ball out of bounds and Big Dom caught it?
Yeah.
So how about this? How about Big Dom gets a reality show and his show is him going to Philly restaurants, showing people the local color of the city? Or how about Big Dom takes people on road trips and shows them the country? It's like, hey, you ever been to Mount Rushmore? Hey, come take a look at the Grand Canyon with Big Dom.
So it'd be a comedy.
Yeah, like Big Dom would say funny stuff during it, and somebody would, get their plate of a Philly cheesesteak, and he'd be like, nah, you don't have enough cheese on that. And then he puts more cheese on it. And then and then how about this? How about we have a segment, say like Fox hires Big Dom for their panel show, and they have a segment called Break It Up, because you know how Big Dom always breaks up people on the sidelines from fighting? And we have a segment, and it's called Break It Up with Big Dom. And once a week, he has something he talks about that he wants to break it up with. So that's my Casting Couch Award. Big Dom gets a reality show. There's a segment called Break It Up with Big Dom. What do you think? He's got the chains. He's got his glasses. He's got the Philly hat, showing people around the city, breaking stuff up. You'd watch that.
Yeah, I'd watch that, Pat. I'll second that. I didn't get a chance to really think about a casting couch this week because I was just so footballed, listening to more radio this week. But I'll go with that, Pat. I think we can make it'd be interesting to see who'd be the I don't know. I'd maybe like to see maybe a Seth Rogen. I don't know.
Oh, Seth Rogen? Do something, what do you mean, NFL related?
No, I'm saying like Big Dom.
Oh, like maybe celebrities come on Big Dom's show once a week too.
Sure.
Like, yeah, he shows Seth Rogen the best Philly cheesesteak. And then next week he shows who else? He could show like a Mark McGrath, somebody from the 90s. He could show them a barbecue place, someplace, that would be good. I would like that. Oh, I had another thought and it just left my brain though. I'll catch up to it later. All right, Big Dom. Next award, best quote from Wild Card Weekend.
I told you mine. It just flipped, Tom Brady, after seeing A.J. Brown and Sirianni go at it, saying, these are two guys that really care for each other. I said, Tom, I don't know what you've been looking at, but A.J. Brown wants to kill Sirianni.
Yeah. Tom Brady is almost like charmingly naive in the booth. Like the things he says, you're like, I don't think they're saying that to each other, Tom Brady.
Pat, he's still in a tough spot. I know we're saying, you can't have, there shouldn't be a conflict. But for business reasons, he doesn't want to really say anything bad about anyone.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe
he doesn't need to. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. John Gruden on Monday Night Football way back when was like this. He never really said anything, and it was almost like he still wanted to keep his options open to go coach again. So he really never said anything that critical. And maybe that's what's going on with Tom Brady. He's like almost kind of aloof in the booth there. He's like, oh, this is great football, KB. He does a lot of repeating of like whatever Kevin Burkhardt says. And he's louder than Kevin Burkhardt. Like Kevin Burkhardt is like talking. Tom Brady's yelling in the booth.
Right.
Sticking with that, like the A.J. Brown Sirianni scuffle on the sideline, they're watching the replay of it, and this is what Tom Brady's exact quote is after Sirianni's yelling at him. Maybe that little bit of accountability sparks A.J. to life. I'm like, I don't think so, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That's one quote. I had this quote too. This is from Romo's game, Buffalo, Jacksonville. Whoever wins this game has a shot at going to the Super Bowl. That was Tony Romo today.
Okay.
Wait, so if they lose the game, they don't have a shot at going to the Super Bowl?
I guess, yeah, that would make sense, Tony.
Romo's got a little aloofness in him too. And then last quote, this one's from Kevin Burkhardt in the San Francisco game. There was a play, and then the graphic put a penalty flag up on the screen. And then Kevin Burkhardt goes, that's not a flag. It was just a piece of paper.
Nice.
That was it. Not a flag. That was a piece of paper. Moving on. All right. Your best quote was the Tom Brady one?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I remember my casting couch. All right. Go back. What about this for a casting couch? A show just like you watched the San Francisco game at a bar today. What about a show where somebody goes to a local bar and experiences the game of that home team? Like, do you remember the show Insomniac with Dave Attell way back when, Comedy
Okay, I
Central?
like that, Pat. I like that.
He would go to like traveling bars and get the local nightlife feel. What a show like that. Like we go to a bar to watch LA Rams. It's LA. We see who's rooting for them. Then we go to Houston Texans. We watch that. Maybe something like that. Type of piece of Americana type of show. We got to get back to that. Just like the Insomniac show. Instead of drinking, football. All right, next award, the Play Call Award. All right, mine's pretty easy. I think yours is the same. The reverse pass from Jenkins to McCaffrey at the TD was impeccable today. That was great. It was perfect timing. It was executed perfectly. McCaffrey makes a catch I don't think many receivers could make anyway. And in my second nominee from Buffalo, Jacksonville, how about Jacksonville just letting the Bills score from the 1 so they can get the ball back quicker?
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to rethink how to not allow that to happen. It just doesn't feel like it's in the spirit of the game, but it was a very worthy strategy. They got the ball back, Jacksonville, with enough time to make a drive.
Just didn't do it.
So those are my 2 play call nominees. What do you got? You going to stick with that reverse pass?
Oh, absolutely. That's still my pass, my play.
It's hard to beat. Perfect timing. What did you think of the Niners road uniforms today? Are you back on traditional 49ers uniforms?
Oh, I'm very traditional because my greatest memories were in those traditional uniforms.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked them too. Last award. Who won the week? I don't know if you're going to like this or not, but you know who won the week for me?
Who's that?
Robert Saleh.
Good, yeah.
He made it work with a bunch of players that weren't on teams 3 weeks ago. Kind of like the movie The Replacements or Little Giants or Necessary Roughness. Whoever shows up to tryouts, you're on the team and we're making it work. I think we're going to see some memes of San Francisco defense and kind of what their ragtag ability in this next week. You know, they deserve some attention. They're making it work. So I give it Robert Saleh. You won the week for me.
The Chicago Bears franchise and fans won the week.
Oh, franchise and fans, huh?
Mm-hmm. Big week for their franchise.
Yeah, it's great job by Amazon to show a lot of the fans too. It was.
I think it's definitely a franchise direction changing win.
And do we know the matchups for next week? We know NFC.
Yeah, we know NFC. No, we don't know until, well, I think we're gonna know.
Winner of Pittsburgh, Houston goes to Denver. Is that right?
Yes.
And Buffalo is going where?
No.
Buffalo's going to New England.
No, Buffalo's got to go to Denver.
Buffalo's going to Denver. I thought
they're going to be the lowest seed.
Got it. Okay, Buffalo, Denver, and that means Houston Pitt is going to New England.
Right.
Okay, got it. So let's go San Francisco at Seattle, and we got Rams at Chicago. What are your thoughts? San Francisco at Seattle. Can it happen?
I'm going to say yes, it can happen. So I mean, it's we're defying odds here, but yes, it can happen. I'm going to go with my Niners. I'm going to go with my Niners. 19-16.
Another low scoring one.
Low scoring game, but no, I'm gonna go there. And then in the other game, I am going to go. The Bears will be in the NFC Championship game. I do like the Bears over the Rams. Caleb has to have a good game. I mean, it's not like he just can't coast. The Bears defense can be vulnerable at times. I'm going to go Bears. And I'm going to go. I'm going to go Bills over the Broncos.
Okay, that's my next thought. Watching
that's going to be an upset. To me, it's not going to be an upset. I think that easy schedule really benefited the Broncos, and that's why they ended up with the 1 seed. Now, yes, they got those wins, and then I am picking the Texans to beat the Steelers, and I want to keep going. Texans will beat the Patriots.
Oh wow, Texans over Patriots. What was the hottest Super Bowl matchup prediction you heard this week? After everybody's like, okay, this is the one I liked the most that I heard. surprisingly, a lot of shows had this one, was Jacksonville, Houston.
Well,
Like
that
that.
can't be.
No, I'm saying this week. That was this week. Everybody was predicting as their Super Bowl before the
No, but
games.
that couldn't be though. They're in the same division.
Oh, sorry. Conference. That was their conference matchup.
Oh,
Yeah, I messed that up. And it was Rams, Jacksonville was the actual Super Bowl matchup that I was hearing a lot of picks of. The other thing I'm going to make in addition to my playoff guidelines, whatever everybody predicts during the week, pick the opposite. Because we all, that's why I'm worried about Houston tomorrow. And then another playoff guideline, check the weather. We could have weather. I'm getting nervous about the Rams going into a cold Chicago next week.
yeah.
And if we got weather with San Francisco in Seattle, could be something. Denver, possibility of weather. So also in the guideline, check the weather. Okay, well, that was the games. Now we've got one more game because Wildcard Weekend is Monday night as well.
Yeah.
So we got Monday Night Football, Wild Card, last game of Wild Card Weekend. Houston at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a home playoff game. All right, Omar, pick the game.
Pittsburgh has not lost in a Monday Night Football home game since 1991.
I heard that too. I couldn't believe it.
I think Texans are 0-6 on the road in Monday Night Football.
Oof.
I mean, we're going against history here. Give me the Texans. I want to go Texans 22, the Pittsburgh Steelers 13.
22-13. Wow. I don't like to go against history. There's something weird about that. Something is weird. I could see Aaron Rodgers having the game of his life, getting that one playoff win, and then totally getting killed in the divisional, but still going out a winner, essentially. So I'm going to go the opposite. And let's go 27-24. Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers' farewell game tomorrow. That was Monday night. Omar, your team's a winner.
There we go.
This was the Sunday Night Talk. Wildcard Weekend edition. Omar's in a hotel room. I'm in the studio. I'm exhausted for games, and we're just getting started. If you're new to the channel, give it a like, give it a subscribe. We're going to be here Sunday night next week breaking down all the games. Omar, good night. I'm going to go watch the Golden Globes.
There you go. Good night.
Good night, everybody.